Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson,
I'm Nick Kinzel.
I'm Tom Hopland.
and the playoffs are beginning for the NASCAR Cup Series and the Xfinity Series. They still have two more races to decide their playoff field, so it should be an exciting weekend for Darlington this weekend. We kick it off with the Xfinity Series on Saturday night. We got the Sports Clips 200 mile race, 147 laps. Stages 1 and 2 are 45 laps each. And the final is 57. The previous winners that we had here, Kyle Larson won in the spring of this year, and Noah Gragson won last year in the fall. Most manufacturer wins is Chevrolet with 22 wins here. So, guys, bow ties do great here. And we got some notables in this one. We got a heavy field. Kyle Busch will be in that 10 car for Kaulig Racing. Kyle Larson will be in that 17 for Hendrick. Denny Hamlin will be in the 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing, and Ross Chastain will be in that 91 for DGM. So, Nick, who
Kyle
you
Larson
got?
and Ross Chastain.
Oh,
at
yeah.
Darlington. Classic.
Classic, man.
Oh man!
So,
All right.
Nico, who you got Saturday night?
Well, and I feel like Denny Hamlin. He does one race in the Xfinity Series every year, and it seems like this is the track that he always picks, and that's because he just flat out kicks ass at this racetrack. He's got the Sport Clip colors this week. I think it's going to be a hell of a battle between him, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch. It's going to be a fun show. The Xfinity regulars are going to be in for a tough time because they're going to have a beat down coming their way. But yeah, I
They'll
think
be
Denny
thinking
Hamlin.
points.
Yeah, they're going to be thinking points. They ain't going to be thinking wins. That's for sure. But yeah, I think Denny is going to open up the weekend with a win. He's just too good here. He's just too good here, and yeah, the Gibbs cars has been fast all year. So just the experience that he has here, Denny's going to win it.
All right. Mr. Tom, who do you got for Saturday night under the lights?
I have my helpful Rowdy Bush flow chart behind me, and we're gonna work our way. We're gonna race in Xfinity. We're gonna win in Xfinity. We're gonna bow. We can't repeat because this is his last Xfinity race. So he's also got a win to he's got a lot on the line. He hasn't not won an Xfinity race in a season he's entered an Xfinity race. So he hasn't won yet this year. It's got to happen. Kyle Busch just doesn't not win in a season. Just doesn't happen. So we're gonna go down the line here. We're gonna race. We're gonna win. We're gonna bow.
Yeah, that's just old Kaulig Racing holding them back.
Nah, he knows. Again, it's more about the track than it is the cars at Darlington. The
Yeah.
driver plays a lot more role than the race team.
All right, guys. So for my pick for Saturday night, I gotta go with another Cup Series driver that has entered into this field. I gotta go with that 17 of Kyle Larson. He won here in the spring. This guy is just really, really good at ripping the high line at Darlington. So we're gonna see that 17 in victory lane. I think I think they're gonna have a great battle with Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch, and then Ross Chastain. He can have fun fighting for 18th in that 91 car.
Yeah, this is a racetrack that takes a lot of skill, takes a lot of finesse, like Tom said. It's more the driver here than it is the team that you're driving for. So that's why I think all three of these guys are going to be at the front and battling for this win because they're all just really experienced, really talented race car drivers.
It's really hard to bet against Kyle Larson at Darlington. It just fits him well.
Yeah,
ripping the wall, trying to get as much speed out of it you can when you're on the edge of control. Just everything that Kyle Larson likes in a racetrack.
It's like watching poetry in motion when this guy rips the high line at Homestead or Darlington or even when he's on the dirt track. This guy, it's incredible because I'll try running on the high line on NASCAR Heat 5 and I'm banging into the wall. I can't do it. It takes a lot of skill to do that and not shit your pants at the same time.
The thing that I always remember about this weekend's races, even from NASCAR Heat 5, is that they're just long. They last forever. Even the Xfinity race is long. So that it's going to be an endurance game. It's going to be a mental game too. You're racing the track's changing. The track's old. You got to save your stuff. So you absolutely need it. Darlington's can't miss.
Yeah, one of my favorite races of the year. And let's talk the Southern 500 boys. 501-mile race, 367 laps. Stages 1 and 2 are 115 laps each, and the final is 137. So we got a long stretch for all of
Yep.
these stages. Going to be
What a
insane.
damn disgrace that we are not running the throwbacks. That is my only complaint about this. I get it. It's the playoffs. They want their normal schemes with the playoff banners, but come on. This is Southern 500. This is throwback week right here. Not that bullshit that we did back in the spring. That is my only complaint. But I understand it. I do understand.
I get it, and I'm not too upset about it. Just the focus is more on the playoff and the stories about the playoffs. The story shouldn't be, they could run a bunch of test schemes, gray cars, numbers on them for all I care at the Southern 500. Just have a good race.
I don't know. That's just always kind of been tradition. They did it for all those years. But yeah, I get it. They want to focus on the playoffs, but man, it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, when they do the throwback week in the spring, it just doesn't feel the
not
same.
everybody does it. Not everybody does it anymore, and
this year's throwbacks were kind of a dud. It's just not a lot happening.
And we ran the race during the day. It was a day race. Like the throwbacks have to be under the lights. So
it looks good under the lights. Yeah, it doesn't feel like the same weekend, but we will move on, I guess. So last year's winner, we had Eric Jones and we had William Byron winning in the spring earlier this year. Most team wins here is Hendrick Motorsports with 11 wins, and Chevrolet top of the manufacturer list with 28 wins at this historic track. And some notables that we got in this one: Carson Hocevar is going to be back in the Cup Series running that 42 for Legacy Motor Club. Cool to see for this guy with the rumors that we heard that he might be Cup racing with Spire next year. Good to get his feet wet in a Cup car. And Ryan Newman is back in that 51 for Rick Ware Racing. So cool to see a throwback racer back at a throwback track.
Ryan Newman does not take it easy when he wants to come back to NASCAR. That's for sure. He's like, yeah, sure. I haven't raced in the Cup Series in a while. Might as well go on the hardest track on the circuit.
That's what I love about Rocket, man.
Oh my God.
All right, gentlemen. Southern 500 gonna be a wild race to start off the NASCAR playoffs. Nick, who do you got on Sunday night winning it?
Yeah, I'm going to be the homer here. I think Denny Hamlin's going to be the first driver to punch his ticket to the round of 12. This track, it's just so good to him. We saw a couple years ago the phenomenal ending that he and Kyle Larson had, where Kyle tried to pull the video game move, and it just didn't work for him. But yeah, this would be a good start to the playoffs for Denny. It's always good to win. And yeah, this is just such a good track for him. So I don't see why he can't get it done. So Hamlin's sweeping the weekend, boys.
How many people is he going to squeeze off turn 2 against the fence to get that win?
Got to get it done, Hank. He ain't afraid to do it. He ain't afraid to do it.
To quote Denny from the future, I left a lane. One lane.
He ain't afraid to do it.
Gotta love it. All right, Tom, who you got winning Sunday night for the Southern 500?
Well, I believe I said it a couple of minutes ago. It's hard to bet against Kyle Larson at Darlington. So I think you get, if Eric Jones doesn't pull another Southern 500 random win out of his butt again, I think you got to go with Kyle Larson. He had such a fast car in the spring, and just for it to get, I guess, taken away from him. But he and Ross were playing games with each other all race. But I think he doesn't let that happen. I think he just pulls away under the lights. The 5 car, I hate to say it, will win this race.
All right. I am going to have to go with his teammate that is not in the playoffs. I'm going with that 9 car Chase Elliott. Not in the playoffs. The pressure is off.
You're just doing this to troll, but I love it.
How fitting would
maybe
that be
so
for Chase to win the first race of the playoffs?
I legitimately think that Chase Elliott will win at least 2 races in these next.
Oh
10.
yeah. Pressure's
I
off
think
now,
the pressure's off, and he wants to show that he can still do it. It's just there was a lot of pressure. But Darlington's a good place to get that started.
Yeah, really good place to get it started. Chase Elliott's really good here. Hendrick and Chevy is just really good here. So
Yeah.
I think they can pull together a win and not get themselves in the round of 12 because you ain't in the playoffs, motherfucker. Merry off season, bitch.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my goodness. The poor guy. I mean, again, not the poor guy for his Charlotte suspension, but the poor guy for breaking his leg trying to get his mind off things. Like, that sucks. But I think it comes with the
Darn.
territory of being the most popular driver. You got a lot of people that love him, and then a lot of people that love to not love him. So, by all means, he deserves the banter and the shit posting, so to speak.
Yep. Absolutely. But guys, it is going to be a fun weekend for Darlington Raceway. Can't wait to see with everything that's going to unfold here with the first race of the playoffs for the NASCAR Cup Series. You got anything to cap off before we end the show here?
It's just crazy. It's playoff time already. It just feels like yesterday we were unloading the cars for the Coliseum, and now here we are. It's time to go playoff racing. This is going to be 10 very exciting races, and it all gets started here in Darlington, one of the toughest tracks on the circuit. So do it.
I think this is the perfect time in the schedule for the Southern 500 for another crown jewel race. The storylines of the playoffs.
No better way to kick off your playoff than
exactly. It's a great place. Show off the history of the sport a little bit. And I think we're gonna have incredible playoffs. There's a lot of storylines and there's a lot of unknowns. I thought last year's playoffs were gonna be really hard to predict, just with all the parity we saw and all the different winners. We had 15 different winners by the time the playoffs started. So just again with the same deal here. This is a hard one to predict. There's a lot of different race teams in here. It's not your normal characters. Like we said, not all the Gibbs cars are in, not all the Hendrick cars are in. But they're still out on the track. They're still competing. They still want to win the race. They want to show that they belong there. So they're not going to lay down.
Yeah, should be wild for this start of the NASCAR playoffs. Gonna be fun. And guys, make sure you comment down below who you think is going to win this weekend and lock themselves into the round of 12 for the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. So that'll do it for us at the Stock Car Spectacle, everybody. Make sure to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and you can check us out on Twitter and Instagram. So for the Stock Car Spectacle, I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Nick Kinsel.
I'm Tom Oblin.
We'll see you guys next time.